Alright, welcome back to another fantasy video. So let's quickly take a look at my stage 2 team, which was quite bad. Shiro basically ended up being the only decent pick here. I put my faith in Navi, but yet again they disappoint me, and I probably won't be picking them anytime soon. Because they just don't look convincing at all, and they just seem to lose to pretty much anyone quite randomly. I know it was online, but still, they haven't looked very good on land either. Krabeni was pretty okay, but by far the biggest disappointment was Tenier here. Because I don't understand how it is possible that he gets me 1 point. His headshot activation was horrible. Stats were horrible. I got 0 points padding from him, which is insane. From a team that went 3-0. But yeah, as expected, Spirit and Mouse did go 3-0. No real surprises there. Navi went 3-2, which was disappointing. And Face Online has just never worked out. But anyway, let's move on to the playoffs. Just looking at the bracket here. I'll be honestly quite shocked if Spirit and Mouse are not in the grand final. I know that's a very basic opinion, but it's basic for a reason. Even though Mouse tend to lose on LAN or in playoffs, they shouldn't against when Vitality is not here, and they would only face Spirit in the finals potentially. I just feel like if Mouse don't win this LAN, I don't know if they'll ever win a LAN, honestly. Because this is going to be their best opportunity to win a LAN. Like, the only team that should challenge them is Spirit. Maybe Navi on a good day, but I'm not even sure if they'll beat the Mongols. But unfortunately, even though I do like this roster, I feel like they're not experienced enough to beat Mouse on the stage. I honestly have been positively surprised by Astralis, but same thing here. He has some experienced pieces, but the lineup is too fresh, I feel like, for them to stand any chance against Spirit, who are so well seasoned in the playoffs. Legacy has been a nice surprise as well. Maybe Art still has some fire in him, and I know it's their first LAN with this lineup or with Art, but I don't mind their chances against Aurora, especially because Legacy ban Anubis, and I know Aurora already beat them at this event, but I don't mind going for some Legacy players here. And that's pretty much the only other team I would look at for my fantasy, pretty much. Because they're the cheapest team, as we can get into here. They're the cheapest team. Dumao has had a pretty good event. I think Lado is like really cheap. I'm surprised he's cheapest player after Art. I know he hasn't been having the best tournament. And he's kind of fallen off since he used to be pretty much like the highest rated player on the team. But he does have, can't talk all of a sudden. He does have his moments from time to time. I'm hoping he could maybe step it up here. Now, I understand that everyone is gonna go for Mouse and Spirit. It's just very difficult to fit in a nice lineup. Like, you can't even do this with Torji and Brolan, Shira and Magix. So, I would love to have Spinks. And I would love to have Shira, but that unfortunately I can't have both. I would have to go with the cheaper players from Spirit, which might not be a bad option. Then I could put in like a Lado. Like, I think this is currently my team or something. Or actually, I think I have Magix, and then I have Dumao here, because Dumao just has been performing better lately, but doesn't really mean much since it's been online. But yeah, it's just not really exciting, is it? Because I know Tenier on paper is like the third best player, or should be the third highest player on Spirit. But man, after that performance that he had for my team in stage 2, I just don't know if I can go there again. I might though, just because I think he has the potential to definitely score much better than Zontex and Magix. But I'm not quite sure yet. Another thing I wanted to mention is that pretty much I think the overwhelming majority are gonna go big on Spirit, and I completely understand that because of Mouse's tendency to kind of, well, let's just say they kind of choke in the playoffs on lands. So I definitely understand that, but that just wants me to go bigger on Mouse than Spirit because I just don't really want to go with the same team everyone else has. Like, I feel like something like this is probably quite popular, and I definitely don't like it. This was like my first draft, but it's just too boring for me, unfortunately. I feel like I kind of want to risk it with at least one legacy player, maybe even two. So, I mean, donk draft, I'm just not even gonna go there because, like, it's essentially impossible. Because if I wanted to go for legacy, they're gonna meet in the semis, hopefully. So then I can't even do that, and I would have to go like Navi or something, and I don't want that either. But one team that I kind of liked, which would be a bit crazy, I'll admit, is something like this. Double legacy, double big hitters on mouse with magics. Then I at least have somewhat of a safety net with magics, even though he definitely could get me minus points, even though Spirit go into the finals. Or probably won't get me too many plus points anyway. But we have the potential of going into the third place decider with our legacy. I feel they will beat Aurora, but it's definitely going to be a close game. I just don't know how legacy will be playing on the playoff stage with this lineup. But Aurora have not been performing super well on the stage either. And as I mentioned earlier, I do like the fact that Legacy banned Anubis against Aurora, which is obviously their best map. And yes, they did beat Legacy earlier, but it was a super tight game, 2 overtimes. I feel like this could go either way, and Aurora players are much more expensive, so that's why I kind of like the Legacy gamble. Um, Other than that, like those are the teams I kind of like. This is much more spicy, and I might end up going for this because the team that I showed you earlier here, it is a bit boring. You could also, if you wanted to go double legacy, you go like this, and then you can get like Sontix or Tenir. But I just don't like Jimmy as a fantasy pick, even though he had a really good stage 2. And he's a fellow Finn, so of course I want to support him, but he's never been a good fantasy pick. And he always seems to, or he has not been performing at his highest peak in quite some time now, except for maybe stage 2, but that was online, so I don't know how much I can put stock into that. But yeah, I think those are pretty much my thoughts. I'm not even really looking at the other teams. I would like to pick an Astralis player, but unfortunately they are playing against Spirit in the first map or first round, so no can do. So yeah, most likely it's either going to be this if I want to go more boring, or then I change Magix to Sontix and I go with Lado instead. Something like this. Or if I want to be a bit more bold, which I might want to do, this is probably going to be my lineup. Do I really think Legacy will beat Spirit? No. But as I said, they do have, hopefully, the third place decider game. And yeah, I think those are going to be... I think it's between this and the first lineup that I showed you. Still going to be thinking about that for a bit. So, as usual, I'm going to link my fantasy team in the description. And I'll also... Yeah, I can also make a fantasy league if anyone wants to compete against me there. So yeah, those will be in the description. Let me know what you guys think, how you did in stage 2, what are your thoughts around the playoffs, and yeah, good luck with this one, guys.